Alright guys, with 16.2 we have toes to bar. So with toes to bar, reps 25, they stay 25 for all sets. In order to ensure, so one of the things I feel like that's going to give out here is going to be grip. So in order to save your grip, I would break up sets from the beginning early on. So maybe towards the beginning, the first 2 rounds, maybe sets of 2. And then depending on how good, if you're pretty efficient, maybe sets of 2. If you're not, maybe sets of 3. But I would try to find a number and stick with it and stay with that. So again, if you're breaking them up in maybe sets of 5, thinking about the more you break them up, the shorter your rest should be. The one thing that I do see a lot with athletes is fatigue. So a lot of times it's one of those that a lot of toes to bar fatigues the core right away. And when that happens, we tend to start hitting into a lot of no reps, miss reps. And the last thing you want to do is have to do any extra reps. So you always want to make sure that you're going sub-max effort and you're not going to fatigue every single set that you do. So make sure that you leave a couple in the tank when you come off the bar, making sure that you stay fresh, recover, because with toes to bar, that burnout can be pretty brutal. So make sure you're smart with your sets. Something else on the toes to bar that I want to say about is, so some people have trouble getting their toes to the bar. Something that I like to do is kind of approach it with more of a bent knee and a kick. So what this does is if you have, tight hamstrings, so if you're not super flexible on hamstrings, I find this to be easier with a lot of taller athletes. So I'll demo a few, but what's going to happen is I'm going to come up and I'm going to bend my knees, almost like I'm going to go like a knees to elbow, and when I get to the top, it's just a quick kick to get my toes to make contact with the bar. So what that looks like. Also tends to have a little bit of a faster cycle time than going and approaching it with straight legs. So there's no right or wrong. I find that the bend is a little bit more efficient. The other thing with toes to bar, for people who have trouble linking, thinking about it as a kipping pull-up. So as you do the movement, when your toes are making contact with the bar, your shoulders have to be back behind the bar. So you want to think about, instead of thinking about bringing your toes to the bar, I want you guys to think about trying to bring the bar to your toes. So you're trying to fold in half in a V. So as you're kipping, you're pushing down on the bar, you're engaging the lats, and you're bringing the toes. So when your toes are making contact with the bar, you have to be shoulders back behind the bar. As they come down, you're going to throw your heels back, head through, and go into the next movement. If you keep your shoulders directly under the pull-up bar as your toes are going to the bar and your shoulders and hips are under the bar, you're going to end up doing singles, which is going to take a lot more effort. So play around with that, guys. Hopefully those are some helpful cues for you guys. So enjoy 16.2.